Good morning, mamas and papas.
Love.
That I know, and so what the minister was saying is indeed. I just want to emphasize that it's indeed happening. But before we start, let us then observe a moment of silent prayer. I am starting, Advocate, 1 minute before the time. I hope you are there so that you can guide us with regards to the documentation and so on. So can we then observe a moment of silent prayer? Thank you very much. So I would love us to see the program on the screen, if it's possible. Thank you. So welcome once again to the members to the meeting. Before we start with the apologies, let me just put the apology of the chairperson, because chairperson will be attending the Salga members assembly today, so he won't be here. So he properly delegated me to take charge of the meeting. So I will just now request that the apologies be tendered other than the one of the chairperson.
Good morning, Deputy Chair, and good morning, honorable members and colleagues. I have been informed that Dr. Gorenhoff has tendered his apology, as he will be attending the National Assembly Program Committee meeting. I'm not sure if there are any other apologies from the Chief Whip, Deputy Chair.
Sorry, I was mute. I'm sorry. So, Chief Whip, there is the apologies of the chairperson and Dr. Gorenhoff. Is there any other apologies that you have received?
No, Chair. Deputy Chair, except the standing apology of Mayor Mabatu Mukausi.
Mayor Mukausi.
Yeah.
So the apology is in front of us. Is it adopted? Is it accepted?
Yes, accepted, Chair.
Accepted. Thank you. There is the agreement. The agenda is also in front of us. Can we then consider and adopt the agenda? It is pretty much a standard agenda, but it is just meeting procedures, so that we just accept it.
I move that you accept the agenda, Chair.
Thank you very much, Honorable Nyambi. Who is seconding?
I'm seconding, Honorable Chair, Honorable Bartlett.
Thank you very much. Can they assist you to change your name on the gadget, Honorable Bartlett?
Okay, I'll try.
Yeah, I know they can assist you. So let's then go to the minutes of the. Then go to the minutes of the last meeting, and we start from the apologies. It's the same, and also we need to request the secretary's office to send a message of well wishes to Honorable Makau. Say it's quite a long time that she's been off sick and she was not well. So I think we will have to just request that. And I'm working with, yes. Who's speaking? I'm using a very small gadget, so I hope the members have the minutes, for the minutes to read the minutes, have the minutes in front of them. And if there is anything that you feel that should be changed and that we should consider in terms of the minutes, that is not necessarily a true reflection, members can just indicate that. Otherwise, we've got the minutes if at all the minutes is a true reflection of what transpired in the previous meeting in March, can it be indicated as such?
Chair,
Yes.
we received the
Honorable
minutes in
Nyanda.
advance. It's a true reflection of what transpired in our last meeting.
So that is then that you propose that we accept and adopt the minutes as is, and then we can go to the.
I second, Chairperson.
Thank you, Mama. So if that is the case, let us just see. Let us go to our implementation metrics, because or else is there any other issue arising from the minutes besides our implementation? So we will give to the secretary if they to deal with that specifically, if there is any other thing and the matters arising. Secretary.
Thank you very much, Deputy Chair. The implementation schedule is as it appears and as distributed. The constituency period came to an end on the 3rd of May. It started on the 23rd of March. On the 22nd of April, we had a sitting which was arranged during the constituency period to deal with what was referred to as the Ultra Bill, as well as the Correctional Services Amendment Bill. Then on the 4th and the 5th of May, we had the Budget and Financial Oversight Workshop. And then on the 6th of May, we had the ministerial briefing by the Minister of Transport on the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic on the transport industry. Then on the 11th and the 12th, we had questions to economics cluster 4E and 4F. Thank you very much, Deputy Chair. That brings me to the end of my presentation.
Thank you very much, Secretary. Members, any comment, observation on the specific input that was done now? So if none, we will then be going to the draft parliamentary program and the consideration thereof, and we will give to Honorable Njadu to table the program for us, please.
Thank you very much, Honorable Deputy Chair. Good morning to all the members. The Programming Committee for the NCOP. Honorable Deputy Chair, the program was engaged yesterday with WIPERI, and the following will be presented to the programming for endorsement. Today is the 13th of May, which we are having our programming committee, which is at 8:30. Then at 10 o'clock, we will be having a caucus, and then we'll have a provincial delegation at 13 hours. That is today. And then on the 14th of May, we will have a PGIR, which will be at 10 o'clock. And then we will have, on the 18th of May, we will have a plenary at 10 o'clock, which will be the items will be the policy debate on budget vote 3, which is governance and traditional affairs. And then we'll have a policy, policy debate on budget vote 29, which will be the 18th of May. Then on the 19th of May, the chair will be the member support and facility meeting, which will be at 10 o'clock. And then on the 20th of May, we will have a plenary, which will be o'clock, the items will be a policy debate on budget, vote 34, minerals, resource and energy. And also we'll have caucus at 10 o'clock. And then on the 25th of May, chair will be a committee of chairs, which will be at 8:30. And then we'll have 32, forestry, fishery and environment. And then we'll also have the Africa Day lecture at 3 o'clock. Then on the 26th of May will be provincial whips, which will be at 8:30, and a plenary at 14 hours, which will be the items, the policy debate on budget, vote 18, which is health, and the policy debate on budget, vote 13, public works and infrastructure. 27th of May, we will have programming committee at 8:30, caucus at 10 o'clock, provincial delegations at 1 o'clock, and then we'll have a plenary, which will be items, policy debate on budget, vote 10, public enterprises, policy debate on budget, vote 40. And then chair, on the 28th of May, we'll be having a joint sitting, which is requested by on the debate on the national commemoration of the 25th anniversary of the Constitution, which will be on the 28th of May. Then on the 1st of June, we'll be having a plenary, which will 10 o'clock. And then we'll have the items will be policy debate on budget, vote 2, parliament, and also policy debate on budget, vote 38, tourism. And the 2nd of June will be a plenary policy debate on budget votes. And then 3rd of June will be a caucus. And the 4th of June will be the member support and facilities forum. And then we'll also have a plenary, which will be the items, the policy debate on budget, vote 33, human settlement. And then we'll have a policy debate on budget, vote 41, water and sanitation. On the 8th of June, Chairperson, will be the committees of chairs, which will be 8:30. And we'll have a plenary, which will, the items will be policy debate on budget, vote 16, basic education, policy debate on budget, vote 17, higher education and training. And then on the 9th of June will be provincial whips at 8:30. We'll have a plenary policy debate on budget, vote 28, police, policy debate on budget, vote 24, independent police investigation directorate, policy debate on budget, vote 21, civilian secretary for the police service. And Chairperson, those 3 votes will be one debate. And then we will have at the same plenary, we will have a debate on the budget, vote 19, which will be social development. Then Chairperson, on the 10th of June will be programming committee at 8:30. Then we'll have the provincial delegations at 1 o'clock. And then at 2 o'clock, on the 10th of June, we have questions to the president. On the 11th of June, will be a plenary at 10, debate on Youth Day. And the 15th of June will be a plenary at 10 o'clock, questions to the deputy president. On the 16th of June will be Youth Day. The 17th of June will be a plenary, question to cluster 1A, peace and security, police, justice and correctional services, and defense. On the 18th of June will be a plenary, which will be the consideration of the appropriations bill. Then on the 22nd of June will be a plenary, questions to cluster 1B, international relations and cooperation, security, social, home affairs. And then on the 23rd of June, which will be the last day of the second quarter, will be a plenary on the debate of the report of the ad hoc committee. And then we'll have the constituency period for the NCOP, which will be on the 24th, from the 24th of June to the 16th of August. Just highlights for when we prepare for the third and the fourth terms, Chairperson, just mention that on the 27th of October will be local government elections, meaning that the third term and the fourth term will be considered in terms of constituency periods for members to be able to concentrate on the local government elections, which will be considered when we prepare the third term. And then also the midterm budget. Those are items which are crucial, which are falling within the third term, fourth term. So meaning that going forward, we will be looking on terms of those items. Yeah, then Chairperson, on the ad hoc committee, yesterday in the Whippery, there was a request for the program. I've tried to get hold of it, but I could not get hold of the program. So, but Chairperson, that is how the program is unfolding for the second term. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Jadu. Honorable members, the program is tabled as it is going to unfold. Any inputs? Can I just before we allow for inputs, just to clarify on the issue as to why for this term we have decided to discontinue first and foremost the issues of sectors, because remember that most of the areas that we are dealing with, we need the provinces and their participation. Unfortunately, provinces, particularly with the short term, they actually find it very difficult to accommodate all the programs, because remember, we have got quite an intense program. So what the provinces are proposing is that for this term, because it's very short, that we just put the active programs in abeyance, but continue with the oversight section. That is the ones where they report back to us with regards to the issues that have been raised during particularly the Women's Charter process, but also that we solicit from the provinces their plans with regards to the economic recovery plan, particularly with regards to women and young people in designated groups. And but we continue with the commemorative days as is reflected, particularly Africa Day and Youth Day. That is the two that is in this term. But the youth parliament this year should have been a round table and a report back session. So we have actually properly delegated that responsibility to the youth task team that is being elected within parliament, and they will be working with that. I think it is just also that was part of the program, but we are going to continue getting reports, and we will then at one stage or another in August table the revised Women's Charter, so that we can then, in actual fact, it is a major achievement. I think we are bringing the issues of women into the body politics of the country by the feedback that we got, and I think we are quite making progress with regards there too. I just thought that we add that, not for discussion, but for notice, and then the program is in front of us. Is there any inputs from any person? I see the hand of Honorable Du Toit. Is there other indications, other hands? Honorable Du Toit, you may continue.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, I appreciate Mr. Njadu's efforts with the program. I want to inquire, was he informed when we might be supplied with the ad hoc committee program, since it was indicated that he would have received it yesterday afternoon, just as a matter of interest.
Yes, Honorable, thank you, Honorable Du Toit. Any other question or someone that want to say something before we revert to Honorable Jadu? Honorable Nyambi? Is there anything that you want to?
I am fine, Chair, for now.
Okay. Now, because usually I see a picture of you on the screen, and all of a sudden I saw your whole live face, and that is why I thought possibly you want to say something. But Honorable Honorable Njadu.
Yeah, Chairperson, thank you very much. I think going forward, let me say that the ad hoc committee is on the 23rd of June. So in terms of getting the program and also to distribute to the two members, at the moment it's just to make sure that there will be no clutches in terms of anything with the program. So, but I can commit to say that we will provide the program to the members as soon as possible. Thank you very much, Chair.
Those of us that are not attending the WIPRI meeting can be enlightened as to what ad hoc committee it is.
Okay, Chair, thank you very much. Okay, it's the ad hoc committee on the section 100 on the Northwest.
Okay.
Province.
No,
Yeah.
thank you. Just for clarity and for all of us to understand what we are speaking about. And so,
Okay.
honorable members, the Honorable Njadu has tabled the report, and with the additions and the subtractions, can we then see adoption of the program?
Agree, Deputy Chair. We
In
agree
agreement.
with you, Deputy Chair.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chief Whip. And that deals with the issue of the program, the consideration of the draft parliamentary program have been dealt with. Honorable Nyambi, can we then have the report on select committee business?
Thank you, Chair. Chair, the Select Committee on Land kicked off a series of committee meetings for the second term last week. Shortly after the ministerial briefing, there will have been a total of 10 committee meetings, which have since been conducted as of yesterday, as it's reflected on the program that we have adopted now by our programming with Honorable Njadu. We have processed several amended committee programs in order to cater for the budget votes of those departments and entities which have been prioritized by the NCOP as the guide from Chief Whip Honorable Mohai. When it comes to the issue of budget instrument, Chair, the following budget instruments are serving before the Select Committee on Appropriation. The 2021 Division of Revenue will be finalized on May 26 and will be considered by the House on the 1st of June, as it has been correctly captured by Honorable Njadu. The Appropriation Bill and the Special Appropriation Bill will both be finalized on the 9th of June, and the House will deal with it on the 8th of June. When it comes to intervention, Chair, the Select Committee on Contact is processing a total of 14 notices of intervention in terms of Section 39 and various subsections, extension of interventions and progress reports in various municipalities. This is up by 5 from the last report, and we'll always keep a close eye to ensure that the numbers do not balloon beyond manageable levels. And I've discussed with the chair of the committee yesterday, Chair. The issue of international agreements, the Select Committee on Security and Justice is dealing with 3 international agreements, which one up from the 2 that we had previously reported on as follows. The first one is the ratification of the agreement between the Republic of India and the Federative Republic of Brazil and the Republic of South Africa on the IPSA Fund for the alleviation of poverty and hunger, tabled in terms of Section 231, subsection 2 of the Constitution. The second one is the African Charter on Statistics, tabled in terms of Section 231, subsection 2 of the Constitution of South Africa, and the explanatory memorandum thereto. Then the Third one is the International Convention on the Suppression and Punishment of the Crime of Apartheid, adopted by the General Assembly of the United Nations on the 30th of November 1973, tabled in terms of Section 231, Subsection 2 of the Constitution. The Select Committee on Trade and Industry, Economic Development, Small Business Development, and Labor has one internal agreement before it, and that is the one on the International Labour Organization, the ILO Convention number 190, concerning the elimination of violence and harassment in the world of work, table in terms of Section 231, Subsection 2 of the Constitution. Coming to the petition chair, there are no new petitions before the Select Committee on Petitions and Executive Undertakings. However, executive undertakings have increased to 18, up from the 11 since our last report. All of these are at various stages of completion, and we will continue to liaise with the committee to see that progress is made. When it comes to matters before committee's chair, there are currently 9 other matters which are vested within the number of committees, and almost all of them tabled by our programming with Honorable Jandu. The one of Select Committee on Transport, Public Service and Administration, Public Works and Infrastructure, it's one matter. Select Committee on Quota, 4 other matters. Select Committee on Transport, Public Service and Administration, Public Works and Infrastructure, 1 matter. Subcommittee on Health and Social Services, the appointment of the NYDA board members. Select Committee on Security and Justice, 2 matters. Select Committee on Finance, 1 matter. The other committee on notice of intervention in the Northwest provincial government invoked in terms of Section 100, Subsection 1B of the Constitution, which will finish its business towards the end of the current term, as we have agreed, Chair. The House on its last day, which is the 23rd of June, will consider that report in terms of that intervention. I so tabled the report, Chair. Thank you very much, Mama.
Thank you very much, Honorable Nyambi. We can see that there is quite a busy period that is up ahead. But members, the report has been tabled by Honorable Nyambi. Let me note as the chairperson initiate the discussion. Can we have inputs if there is any, or do we adopt the program as is? Honorable members.
We adopt the program, Honorable Chair. Thanks.
So you are satisfied that we, in terms of the business in front of committees, honorable members, don't question us on other platforms. Make your inputs now, so that we can be sure that we are all in agreement with regards to what is in front of us. So if there is nothing else, let us then thank Honorable Nyambi for quite an elaborate, and I always tell people how busy committees are at the level of Parliament. And I think this is the business in front of us is really a testament to that. So thank you. And then we will now have the report on the legislative program. And usually it's Mr. Bell. I heard this morning he played very nice music. That is giving us that report. Can we then go to that one? Over to you, Mr. Bell.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Chairperson. Just a few points to make on the report or the list that you see in front of you. Firstly, on the National Assembly Order Paper, paragraph A, number 2, there is a criminal and related matters amendment bill. I've noticed that the Select Committee has been proactive in working out a program to deal with that bill. The bill has been on the order paper of the National Assembly for quite some time. So at the moment that there is movement to pass it, I will inform all the parties so that there is not a problem in that regard. Secondly, Madam Deputy Chairperson, under paragraph B, there are a couple of bills that have aimed to finalize dates. by portfolio committees. Most importantly, I would guess, would be items number 19 and 22. The Sexual Offences Bill and the Domestic Violence Bill, which both addresses a very serious issue. The portfolio committee aims to finish that on the 28th of May. And I do know that there is an attempt by the National Assembly to pass them before they leave on the constituency period. Deputy Chairperson, across the page, items number 35, 36, and 37 are new bills that have been introduced since 18 March. Railway safety, preservation of agricultural land, and the gas amendment bill. Under paragraph D, the civil aviation bill, item number 3, has been passed by the National Assembly on the 11th of May and has now been sent to the NCOP for concurrence, and it's serving before the Select Committee on Transport. Madam Deputy Chairperson, I'm working on a land court bill that I received from the state law advisors yesterday, which seems to be quite an extensive bill and emanating from the land claims dispensation. And then lastly, Cabinet, by way of LGB, has written to the Speaker and submitted a list of 31 bills that they would intend to introduce during the course of 2021. I did share that with colleagues in the technical meeting in preparation for this one. But if anybody wants a copy of it, then I'll be happy to forward it to them. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bell. Honorable members, that is the report on the bills that is, let me say the upcoming bills. And I don't know, is there anyone that want to comment on the report is in front of us? Chief Whip?
Deputy Chair, I think it's a correct reflection, Dr. Bell, Mr. Bell following House Chair on our program. So I think we should appreciate this update on matters that are reflected and we approve the business.
Thank you, Honorable Chief Whip. I think some people have got an advantage over some of us, so that it is clear, more clear, because it was been properly filtered, and then we appreciate. Thank you very much also to Mr. Bell. My grade 2 teacher was a Mrs. Bell. That is why you hear I'm a little bit affected by that surname. And, you know, we are very sentimental sometimes. So, but thank you very much for that. And that brings us to closure. Thank you very much, honorable members. Enjoy your day. Be safe, please, because we are officially in. Like what the Minister of Health has said, buckle up, because we are officially in the third wave, and we are experiencing it in the Northern Cape in big ways. Just yesterday, we lost about 6 people that we know, 3 comrades, and this morning a comrade that was a councillor in our council. She was also a principal of one of the primary schools before, and she started by going in. She needed oxygen, and today she's no more. So let us be very careful, let us stay safe, and let us look after ourselves. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Chair.
Thank you, Deputy Chair.
Thank you, Ma'am Lilith.